This is FanStream Sports.
Can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who would know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Yes! Here we go!
I guess I want to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about my pants.
Oh, yeah. Welcome into the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show. That show you've chosen to click on because the tweet told you to. Hi, how you doing? It's time for you to get in with us as we got a bunch of things. I can't talk right now, but if you want to talk via text, you can do that, 214-937-0569. I'm Colby Sapp, and the guy that's trying to choke down his drink because I said Werblefurds into his ear holes and a little Jim Beam Black in there. It's one IndyCar Tim. What's up, Tim?
Hello, Colby. How you doing?
You know what? I'm doing all right. I am doing all right. We've got a show ready to go, including that is the Hockey Hawk that's going to make an appearance on tonight's show. So just be aware of that. Tim has went and found a list that is sure to piss me off, because it involves Batman and Ranker more than likely, and I love Ranker.
You do love Ranker because it always agrees with you.
It does. It does. Popular opinion and me get along just fine, apparently. Good, bad, and ugly, as we have all of the famous people's birthdays to talk about, who is good, who is bad, and who is ugly. But, Tim, I'm not going to be able to wait till Monday for your normal mystery shotgun for a little bit of breaking news.
Oh, everybody. Okay. We love breaking mystery shotgun news, so I'll do this.
Your breaking news is that it appears that the people over in the Mouse Ears and those of the MCU are working on not just, this Wolverine Deadpool thing and having Wolverine appear in Secret Wars and such like that, but there's another thing in the works that, because of the money that is already coming in and it hasn't even released yet, about the hype train that is Deadpool Wolverine.
Really?
You're going to have another Wolverine and somebody else movie.
Wolverine and Princess Leia.
Nope. It seems that there is a Wolverine and Hulk movie that's being ballied about over there at the MCU.
Now, is that a comic book combination that's happened before, or is this just for the benefit of the movies?
No, it is not just a benefit for the movies. This is something that, as you're reading comic books, you will see happen a few times. My favorite one that happened.
Glad you just did that because that's been bugging me.
Right. My favorite one that happened was while they were in the Savage Land, and Wolverine didn't have his adamantium. He just had bone claws. And so
it wasn't because Deadpool took his adamantium out and made Heineken beer cans out of him.
No.
Okay.
It wasn't because of that.
Okay.
It was one of this might have been Magneto. Anyway, something had happened where he no longer had the adamantium. I just remember the scene where he goes to attack Hulk, and he's got his claws out, and he slashes at him, and he hits him in the neck. And so Hulk immediately starts grabbing at his neck and going, oh no, because, it will slice through the Hulk, right? And he's got to wait on his healing factor to kick in. And then he's like, and he looks at his claws, and he's like, oh, Never mind.
And he giggled and
Woo! It's like, because this also wasn't like super powered Hulk. This was Banner Hulk, so it wasn't as strong. But it's one of my favorite little scenes of, you see Hulk scared for a second. And
right.
It's like, never mind, I'm not as scared. This is, oh, you're cute.
As long as it wasn't Professor Hulk.
It's
the worst Hulk ever.
It's kind of the Banner Hulk is the Professor Hulk.
It's the worst. Where
Banner has control of the mind, but he has the Hulk body. He's just not as strong. You want Savage Hulk. In fact, if you can never get Savage Hulk versus the savage form of Wolverine, then yeah, good luck of anybody around there surviving, because it's all going to be dead.
Right. Like the Hulk we saw in Ragonk or whatever it was.
Well, is that, or, you're just Avengers Hulk, where once he turns into the Hulk, you just got to focus him. Yeah. That kind of thing. So, but there you go, everybody. If you're waiting on, it looks like it's in the works. Now, does that mean they're going to pull that off and it's going to make it happen? Probably got to get a couple people in line for it. But the fact that they're kicking that around is
kind of exciting.
It's good news for everybody, because it means that it's quite possible that Hugh's not closed off and just doing a few more movies. It might be at least 3 more movies with Hugh Jackman, because once this goes this big, it's going to be hard to replace Wolverine, and they're wanting the X-Men out by next year to start casting and everything. So,
are you getting kind of old?
Yes, he is.
Is he 75 or 80?
He's not 75 or 80 yet, but he's old enough that he probably doesn't want to do a whole lot more action movies. But then, the money might be so good that he's like, never mind. Might just Keanu this thing. And yeah.
Oh, he's only 55. Dude, I thought he was like mid to late 60s.
No, I mean,
he looks like it. I'm way better looking than him.
No.
Dude, I seriously thought he was like 65.
Well, you know what? You put your, never mind, you have, just in a different way. I was about to say, you put your body through as much as he's put his through.
Careful.
As far as, well, enhancements and such. But,
I've had some enhancements.
I mean, you've went to bars.
I've been enhanced at bars.
Right.
With antimonium blades stuck in me.
I don't know if that's, no.
Is that not a real thing?
Mm-mm.
All right, well, I had blades stuck in me at bars.
That has happened.
Yeah. That's happened to you at church.
At Sunday school.
Yeah. See, I got stabbed in bars. You got stabbed at Sunday school.
That's right. It wasn't even communion Sundays. So there wasn't even any wine there. It was just Sunday school.
So dangerous.
Yeah.
That's why people shouldn't go.
You should never walk out of your Sunday school class with a crayon in one hand and a knife sticking out of the other. It's bad.
It's good. Makes for good stories on the air.
So, with all the things that we got going on, Tim, and we promised that we might get into this a little bit before we get into what day it is, and we may have to do this some more. But, man, I went down the rabbit hole.
Uh-oh.
I went down the rabbit hole about the Trump assassination attempt.
That's easy to do.
And dear sweet God, if it all went like what, from your conspiracy theorist to who's telling facts, I don't know who's telling the truth.
Right.
I don't know what's going on.
Right.
I wasn't there. But the way they talk about that, it seems like everybody in the crowd and some of the cops there knew the guy was up there. And one cop went up there to check on him, and he pointed a gun at him. He's like, I'll get down.
Yeah, I mean, I saw stuff today that they knew the Secret Service and the local cops knew about him as a threat 62 minutes, over an hour before the actual shots were fired.
And I don't know where this information's coming from.
Yeah. You know what they say, the truth's probably somewhere in between.
Right. But I've heard that he brought his own ladder and his gun in.
Carried the ladder over to the building in front of everybody and propped it up and just walked on up there in front of everybody.
Just, I guess, act like you're there. Act like you're supposed to be there. I don't know, but
It's not supposed to work at like presidential events, though, even if you act like you're supposed to be there.
and I've heard reports, and again, if you think you know the facts or you do know the facts, and what we say here isn't factual, I'm just telling you what's being reported and told and what I've heard. That's it. And I said at the beginning, I went down the rabbit hole. So, but the other thing I heard was that he was like walking around the place with a rangefinder for a long ass time.
Heard that too.
I mean, I'm sorry. If I see somebody walking around with a rangefinder pointing it in the general direction of where the president or the VP, the very important person, is about to be, I'm thinking, that's bad.
Somebody should probably do something about that.
Somebody should probably go check that out. So the other thing that I did, because I saw a lot of this on Facebook, and it was that as far as the supposed ammo that he used with the gun, people were like, no, that would, taken off his ear or whatever. So there's these people on YouTube that do, and again, it's YouTube, so
you can't lie on YouTube,
right? Obviously, that had like the actual like real person's head, made of gel and whatever, and he made the shot through the ear, and it just did exactly what with the supposed right ammo.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's getting his information from, but so I was watching that going, but then he pointed out, it's like, dude, if Trump hadn't have been like, and look at this graph over here, that bullet goes
right through his head.
Right through his head.
Yeah. I've seen that animation too, of the real time and where his head's pointing, and then he turns to look at that, whatever the screen was with what he was talking about, right at the last minute, and the bullet just goes right over his ear. I mean, it's crazy, the timing, right?
That is insane. And there's a picture of like another bullet that barely missed on the other side. And I'm looking at all of this, and dude, I mean, I am not one that pounces into political arenas
at all.
I'm really not. And the main thing is because I never think that anybody has it totally correct on either side.
Yeah.
And that's just where I am, right? It's like you're not quite. I guess I'm waiting on perfection, and I know that will never happen. But man, the only thing I think I worry about is what affects me. And I know people have stats to back everything up on either side and whatever. But it just seems damn weird that all this stuff goes wrong on one side, and then you have something that looks so blatantly open to try and get rid of somebody else. That's the only thing I know. I'm not saying conspiracy theory or they tried to assassinate Trump or anything like that. But, dude, for that many people to have that much ineptitude at one point and just avoid that dude.
Like just to not even acknowledge him, right? Like,
right.
And it was like not even hey, you can't be here. We got something going on. You just got to go somewhere else. You can't be here.
Right.
Like something as simple as that, right? Like, I feel like that happens.
I don't want to open a big can of worms here, everybody, but crap, dude. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. If it's that much ineptitude, then there's no such thing as a conspiracy theory.
Right.
Because as far as governments are concerned, if it's that much ineptitude, there is no such thing as a conspiracy theory, because we are saying that the government at B can somehow do all these magical things and thwart everybody and focus the media and all that when they can't even, like the dude's right there. He's right there. And like people are in the crowd are like, hey, there's a dude. He's got a gun. Do something. And I heard like one of the snipers like, hey, can I shoot him? And they're like, no. I heard that crap too. Again, I don't know if it's right.
I feel like they've shot people for a lot less than that before.
Right. So I've talked myself in a circle.
Kind of what the whole story is just a big circle, right?
It really is. It's either supreme ineptitude by everybody there, and every police officer there is Barney Fife, and that the Secret Service have no actual training because they can't walk on slanted roofs, or there's something else in the water.
It's crazy.
So there's my thoughts. Whether you wanted them or not, there's my thoughts. But now it's a horrible segue, or maybe a great one, into me asking Tim, hey, Tim.
Hey, Colby.
What day is it today, bud?
Really glad you asked as we get into our music and our nice visuals that we have here.
Visuals.
Are we still phrasing?
I mean, we can.
That's what Archer said.
It is.
Archer said we're phrasing. By the way, very underrated cartoon, I think.
Archer?
Yeah.
That's greatness.
I love it.
They needed to go ahead and put it on like HBO or something just so you could have more rated R section.
I mean, it's pretty rated R.
It is, but just go ahead and let them all hang out.
I'd like to see what's her face's boobs.
Oh, just go on the internet.
Wait, what? Is there Archer porn?
Of course there is, dude.
Colby! All right.
Anything that you can think of, you just go to any website that has your go-to jugification and just punch in what you think you would like to see, and it's pretty much there.
I would like to announce that what day is it has been rescheduled because we're going to do a segment on Archer porn. Look, if cartoons can be hot, I don't remember their names. The black chick, it's on his ex-girl, whatever, the baby mama.
Right.
She's hot, and then the redheaded skinny chick is hot.
Right.
Can't remember their names.
And
But they're cartoon hot, right?
Of course they're cartoon hot. It's Betty and Wilma.
Kind of liked Wilma. I mean, I'd have done both at the same time. Whether they wanted me to or not.
Probably wouldn't want you to.
I just wouldn't want to get beat up by Fred, right?
No.
Like he could do some damage.
Of course he could.
Barney, I'm not afraid of, but Fred, you might kick my ass.
Both of them can drive a car by foot power and
Their
go really.
feet?
Yeah.
Dude, I wonder what prehistoric vibrators were like.
I
Think it was a bird?
It's a hummingbird.
Like your doorbells were birds, your whistles were birds at work, and like everything was birds, right?
Pretty much.
Vibrator bird.
Just hope it wasn't like, a pterodactyl or something.
That was just for the big women
Right.
that needed the extra girth. Colby, speaking of extra girth,
Oh, dear.
it is National Cousins Day.
Why? What was that? Why is that? What was that segue?
I don't know. I was hoping I would think of something after I said it, but I didn't. Sort
Okay.
of backed myself into a crevice, into a crease.
Mm-hmm.
I backed myself up with my foot in the crease.
All right.
You get along with your cousins?
Hockey talk coming up at
Yeah.
8:25.
We're going to rename that segment of the show, Hey Man, Let's Forecheck.
That's right.
Colby, you have cousins
I have cousins.
that you like, you get along with, your same age, older, younger?
Get along with, don't really talk to a whole lot, but the times that we have gotten together, yeah.
All right. I have two cousins.
Right?
One significantly older. So I have an older brother, as most people know. He's 13 years older than me.
What?
Our oldest cousin, is 5 years older than him. So my cousin, I have two. My cousin, the male cousin, my cousin Randy, is probably pushing 70.
Okay.
And then the cousin that I had the crush on,
Oh, dear.
cousin Trish.
Until your dad tell you don't do that?
No, that was your dad.
Yeah, okay.
My dad never knew. But in the room, so as a teenager, she's probably 4 years older than me. So 13-year-old Tim was going down to stay at the house.
I'm glad you said stay at the house.
Man, I'd have done that too. I don't relate it or not. What?
Huh?
Don't
Don't put LA Knight in that.
Night, save me. But her like high school graduation picture was hanging up in the room. Colby, I did some dirty things with that picture.
I just like everybody to know there's things that I don't ever want to know. That is one of them.
Oh, Trish, if you're listening, I still love you.
Dear sweet God, I kind of hope you're not.
Colby, she's divorced now, too.
I also kind of hope that you are and awkwardly comment in on how grossed out
That'd
you
be
are.
great. Oh, my God, she would be so grossed out, too. She's rich, too. She's got all the money. Colby, my family owned, like, the whole city of Katy, Texas, down by Houston.
Did she know?
Like, my uncle, her dad, literally owned most of the property in all of Katy back in the day. They're rich. I didn't get that side of the family, though. Colby, it is also, as we try to move on from that, did you have any tequila today?
I did not.
I did a shot of tequila right before we came on the air because it is National Tequila Day.
You know what? Tequila is the one drink that as soon as I start drinking it, I'll have to fight somebody.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, all the other, like whiskey is, I'm having sex. That's going to happen. That's whiskey. Vodka, there's nothing really there. But tequila, I will get in a fight.
Really?
I will fight somebody.
See, that's me with Crown Royal.
Really?
Which used to be my drink. That was what I would drink all the time. I never had issues, but the older I got, started affecting me a little bit differently, and I didn't realize it until one day when I'm bloodied underneath a car. I was like, I probably shouldn't double Crown and Cokes anymore.
No. Or Blacktooth grins.
Yeah.
Those will get you.
But it is National Tequila Day. I did a little shot of tequila. We have some Milagro out in the green room out here.
Mm-hmm.
Colby, it is Amelia Earhart Day.
It is.
Earhart!
That's right. I'm going to cross her off the list. We don't have to talk about her anymore.
I believe she is is it her birthday? Is that why it's Amelia Earhart Day?
It sure is.
Is she the mother of Dale Earnhardt?
Yes.
NASCAR's Dale Earnhardt?
That's correct.
All right.
Until proven otherwise.
He died.
Not Junior.
I like Junior. I never liked Dale Earnhardt, but I like Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's cool. He's going to come on the show one day because he's cool like that.
Mm-hmm.
We can't get his dad, so we might get him. Or his brother, Kerry.
And the other Von Erichs.
Or his other brother, Daryl.
Mm-hmm.
Colby, speaking of birds that double as vibrators, I should have segued to this. It is International Self-Care Day.
Well, when you gotta, you gotta.
I mean, give me a minute.
What?
All right, I'm done. Colby, it is National Day of Motoring. Not motor boating.
Damn it.
Motoring. Vroom, vroom.
So just any form of vehicle movement?
I guess.
Seems dumb.
Seems oddly.
I mean, that's every day, right?
Not specific, right? You got to drive.
It's the greatest day of the week for me is the day of the week where I don't have to leave the house.
Those are good days.
At all. I don't have
You don't have to wear pants.
No, I don't have to go anywhere. I might go somewhere, but I don't have to go anywhere. Those are the best.
It is National Drive-Through Day.
On Motoring Day.
Go figure. I wonder if
That's
they're
right.
related.
So you go motoring through a drive-through, which still used to irritate me when only the drive-through was open and I was at the radio station and I really wanted something to eat, but the drive-through was open and I didn't have enough time to go out and get my car and go through the drive-through, but they will not just walk up and let you go, dude, I just need a burger. Just throw it out the window. I'll give you, whatever, $1.
Yep.
Just wouldn't happen. Can't serve people in car drive-through.
Mm-mm.
Assholes.
Me and my buddy Scott used to go through the drive-through on our motorcycles
Right.
and grab the bag, and then we pull around the corner like to the nearest racetrack or QT with the tables outside like at 2 in the morning when we were out bar hopping on our bikes, and have our Taco Bell at like 2:30 in the morning.
Right. No, I mean, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
But again.
Oh, sorry, I brought up motorcycles. I'm sorry, Colby. I know it's still a touchy subject.
It is.
Colby's motorcycle was stolen, you guys.
Yep.
How about National Marine Week? No, not the armed forces.
Oh, just go get in the water and hug a fish?
Go hug a fish, Colby.
All right.
Or a mammal underwater.
Yes.
What are turtles? Are they mammals? No, those are they lay eggs, right?
They're reptiles, brother.
Turtles are reptiles?
Yes.
Like the reptilian aliens that live on Earth with us?
Yes, that's right. The lizard people.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Lizard people and turtles are the same thing.
They're just in hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Colby, how about National Thermal Engineer Day?
Farts.
Those are pretty funny videos.
Thermal farts are hilarious.
I don't think they're real.
Wait,
I don't think those are real.
you don't think you
Mm-mm.
don't think the air coming out your butt's
I've given-
hotter than the air outside?
I've given that some thought. I don't think those videos are real.
I mean, if it's cold outside and the air leaving your butt is at whatever 98.6 degrees and it's colder than that, then yes, it'll be there.
No, I get that it makes sense. I just don't know if the visual representation that we see on those videos are accurate. I think those are enhanced.
No, have you ever seen somebody baby powder their jeans and fart through it? It does the exact
No.
same thing.
Who would do that?
Dude, you've never baby powder farted?
No.
You just put some on the back butt of your jeans as long as you ain't got any underwear on.
Well, most people wear underwear.
Just rip it through it.
I don't.
And it'll poof.
I feel like we need to test this theory.
It'll poof.
I used to have a thermal camera too. We need to find us a thermal camera,
Okay.
and we need to test this theory. And then you and I will just eat beans for about an hour before the show.
All right.
So if anybody can donate a thermal camera for an evening here at the studio you can even come up and use it. You can be the one to use it if you want and take thermal images of our farts so we can confirm these videos.
If your dream was to come up to the studio and shoot thermal video of us passing gas, wish granted.
Yeah, you're our new hero.
Wish granted.
We prefer that you're a hot chick.
No, actually, no.
I do.
Nuh-uh.
I just always fart easier in front of hot chicks.
No.
Just more comfortable with it.
No, I'm not just cracking ass into a camera with. No, it's. No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Colby, have you ever experimented with vibrating anal beads?
Nope.
You knew it was coming, right?
I mean, as soon as the music cut, I knew what was going on.
The only reason I had to pull the music off because they're on the same button. Colby, it is Pioneer Day.
Yay! You know
Go
what?
play Oregon Trail.
They make good biscuits.
They do make good biscuits
So.
and pancake mix.
Mm-hmm.
Good Samaritan Awareness Day. Do Good Samaritans exist anymore?
I mean, yeah, they do on occasion. They do. And they normally are the person that don't roll their seat back while you're on an airplane. Right?
Right. I don't ever do that.
There's a reason why there's a button there, Tim.
Unless there's a kid sitting behind me, I won't do that. Well, I can't sleep on a plane anyway. We just had this conversation before the show. Dude, I'm almost afraid to fly anymore. I don't know why.
As far as the seat leaning back, I'm for, unless you're like trying to get work done on your laptop or whatnot, I'm for how about just everybody lean back?
Then it's all even, right?
It's all even.
That's like letting every baseball player use steroids.
Just go ahead.
It's the same premise. I agree with that.
But I'm also in that boat to where I'm not going to turn around and go, "Hey, you mind me laying my seat back?"
No, I wouldn't ask. I just do it.
I figure just hit it, and
Quit it.
And they got balls enough to be like, "Hey, you mind? I'm, kind of makes me claustrophobic." Or whatever their excuse is, they just don't want you to do it. Right? You're just invading their space. They say something, I'll decide at that point if it's worth the tussle or not. Right?
Fair enough. If I look like I can take them, I'll just lean the seat back.
If I turn around and look at them and they kind of sheepishly back away again, then I'm probably keeping it leaned back.
What if they look like an air marshal?
Then I'll, raise it back up.
Hey, man, you want to see my gun?
Hey, man.
Probably shouldn't do. Then we did do a story about somebody that got getting banned for life or whatever on an airline from News and Notes.
Yeah, they went to jail.
They went
for
to
2
jail,
years.
yeah.
Yeah, because
he said his wife that they were fighting, or she said she wanted a divorce, right?
Right.
He told everybody she had a bomb.
She has a bomb. Hit her with a drink. Fuck you, bitch.
Oh,
She has a bomb. Bad. Don't ever do that on an airplane.
Don't do that on an airplane, guys. All right. Just do it in your Cadillac. Finally, Colby, it is Tell an Old Joke Day. I have so many old jokes, but they're all stuck in my butt.
What?
I don't know if I can ever get them out. I need to take some of that focus factor stuff to retain memory things, because my memory sucks these days.
Jokes are fun.
Jokes are funny.
Pirate walked into a bar with a steering wheel hanging out of his zipper of his pants. Walked up to the barkeep, and the barkeep says, "Hey, is that a steering wheel hanging out of your pants?" And he goes, "Aye, and it's driving me nuts."
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Struggling.
How drunk are you now?
That's right.
Which means, Colby, on that note,
Mm-hmm.
it's time to move into some of this.
It's time for the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Sports Report. We report about sports.
We report, you decide.
That's right.
Whatever that means. Colby, wanted to talk a little bit about, well, first let's start with your Texas Rangers.
Ooh.
Not on the run sheet, but we'll start with this because as yesterday the Rangers win, going for the sweep tonight, by the way. Tonight. Rangers win, Astros and Mariners both lose, which means your Texas Rangers are only 3 games back of first place in the West.
After all that and thinking you're just going to trade everybody and let's just all sell, and you not even really got most of your guys back yet.
Yeah.
You're just doing. Now,
And now you can be buyers.
you can be buyers. Which, you know what? I still think I stay pat with what I got.
I mean, unless it's just something ridiculous, right?
Right.
With being able to maybe get another starting pitcher. DeGrom has started throwing, and they're saying he looks pretty good. Scherzer still looking good.
Right.
John Gray got his fastball back here in the month of July. He's not looking bad.
No, he's not.
Evaldi's sort of fluttering a little bit, but he can come out of that. That's not a big deal.
You just need to make the playoffs with Evaldi. That's all you need to do.
Yeah. And maybe trade for Jordan Montgomery. Worked last year.
It did. Go get him again.
Over there in Arizona. He went to the losers. But
No, money.
so all is not lost with your Rangers. We talked on Monday about the rumors of Bill Belichick to the Dallas Cowboys in 2025
Right.
after McCarthy gets fired. And, he was in not high demand this past offseason, but certainly there was interest after he was let go or quit or whatever from the Patriots, right? Like there were rumors of him, or not rumors, but, he was talking to Atlanta about joining Atlanta before they hired Raheem Morris. And from all reports that we got is that he wanted full control. They didn't want to give him that, so he didn't get the job. Well, now, Colby, we find out we were very, very close to Bill Belichick being the defensive coordinator, not of your Cowboys, of your San Francisco 49ers. As it was a pencil signature away Things were agreed on. And he was on his way to San Francisco before he had a change of heart. He said, I'd rather go do TV this year.
Well, thank God.
Can you imagine that offense? And the defense is already great, right?
Yeah.
A Bill Belichick 49ers defense under Kyle Shanahan.
I don't know how that would have worked as far as, maybe at points butting of heads. Mm-hmm. It's what are you doing type of thing. But it probably would have held together for a year.
Yeah.
And that's probably your Super Bowl champions.
Man, it could have turned into, maybe not just in 1 year, but if they were together for a couple of years, I very much see a situation like we had in Chicago in the mid-'80s when you had Mike Ditka as the head coach of the Bears and Buddy Ryan as the DC.
Right.
And both of them taking credit for wins, right? Like, I don't know if you remember that or not, but it was a big deal, man. It was. When they won the Super Bowl over the Patriots at 85, both of them got carried off the field. Ditka, of course, because the head coach always does, right?
Right.
The defensive players carried Buddy Ryan off of the field. It's the only time that's ever happened. That just shows you the team, how they were split, right? But I could see a situation like that with Belichick and maybe Shanahan if that thing would have come to fruition, It would have been interesting.
I'm just glad it didn't.
Right. No, me too, for sure.
I'm just glad it didn't because it spells nothing but, bad for everybody else in the league.
Mm-hmm. I already hate San Francisco enough as it is.
Yeah.
I don't need any more of that. Colby, we have Dak Prescott versus Stephen A. Smith war.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you've heard this or not. Today, and you know what? I'm going off script here for a second, as I often do. I don't know if there's a more annoying sports program, so-called sports program, anywhere on any outlet, radio, podcast, TV, whatever, than ESPN's First Take. It might be the freaking biggest beatdown of anything I have ever heard in my life. Because all they do is freaking scream.
That's right.
At each other, over each other.
Uh-huh.
So I write articles early in the morning, right? I go through, I used to go through Good Morning Football, which is gone, but it's coming back, I think, this week or next week, after they made the move from New York to L.A. Can't wait for that. But then I would get Up, right, with Greenberg, which is good. I like Get Up. It's fine. Then if don't do anything with the TV long enough, that turns into First Take. And I might have listened to First Take for 30 minutes before I even realize it's on because I can't hear myself think because they're screaming. And, dude, today it was Stephen A., and is it Mike Russo that's on it too? The weird other half of Mike and Mike? Not that Mike and Mike, but Mad Dog and Mike. Okay. Mike and the Mad Dog.
Sure.
So he's the Mad Dog guy, right? Number one, look, I respect everything he did in sports radio for all those years. I can't watch him talk. He's got a weird mouth. I can't imitate it because it won't do it justice, but anybody that's ever watched him on TV, for me, and it's just a weird thing with me apparently, but watching him speak is very off-putting. He moves his mouth in a weird way, and it bothers the F out of me.
You're just a fucking weird person, dude.
And he's got like a weird accent, weird Brooklyn, New York accent thing going. I can't listen to him talk. Stephen A. Smith has this Philadelphia accent thing going. And today they were just screaming at the top of their lungs at each other about Dak Prescott. And the big news was that came out of this when they all stopped screaming and we could figure out what the fuck they were talking about was Stephen A. Smith says Dak doesn't deserve the money.
Oh, okay.
Which, now that's not breaking news or anything, right? I mean, he's not the only one that thinks that.
He's not the only one that thinks that.
But, Mad Dog was going on and saying, well, whether he deserves it or not, he's going to get it. Somewhere, he's going to get $60 million a year. And Stephen A. was being Stephen A. Going off, well, he doesn't deserve it. Nobody should pay him that. He's great. They're going off on the whole. He's great in the regular season, and that's what you're paying for. You're not going to get postseason wins. Well, you don't know that if he's on a different team.
No.
You don't know that from now on if he signs with the Cowboys. That's just his history, right? Which I know that's all you have to go on. But it was the most mind-numbing sports conversation I've ever heard in my entire life. I wish I could have recorded some of it just to play it.
And that's the thing. That's how Stephen A. makes his money, is to get to that point and push those buttons and irritate, because you don't even like that fucking show. And you know what you did? You sat there and watched it, didn't you, bud?
I wouldn't have if they weren't screaming, because that's what made me pay attention.
You know what?
By the way, I did change it immediately after that.
Yeah, but that's what you stayed there longer than you would have normally.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I did.
Yeah.
Watching Mad Dog go.
And that's what makes it interesting. Stephen A. talking to apparently Sylvester the cat.
I thought pussy tail. Oh, wait, that was the bird.
Yeah. Good job.
I don't know. It was cartoons, apparently.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, Dak versus Screaming A. Smith, Colby.
And you know what? I'll be on Dak's side, but I tell you what, I used to hate Stephen A. Smith until I realized he's a better bit and a more enjoyable bit than Skip Bayless. But he's able to do what Skip did, which was just annoy everybody and piss everybody off. But
still be likable at the same time.
Still be likable. Yeah. And you know what? If you can find that niche, then I'm going to do nothing but root for you.
So me?
No, I mean, not you. I don't root for you, Tim.
Aww.
I root for us, me. But, yeah. He's just playing a great heel. Like, if he was wrestling, he's a heel. Skip Bayless just ends up going up there and playing Joffrey, and you want him to die.
Yeah. Oh, it's a miserable existence for him. Thank God he's gone.
Game of Thrones reference.
Wouldn't know. Never seen it.
Yeah,
I knew that was a name, so that's all I knew. And, of course, finally here on the Sports Report, not breaking news, CeeDee Lamb is holding out from training camp for a new contract, and we'll see how deep this goes. Don't forget that last year we had this situation with Zach Martin,
right,
who they ended up signing about halfway through camp, which at his age and with his experience, I don't care if he missed half of camp. I don't care if Zach Martin missed all of camp. CeeDee Lamb, I'd like to see him more in camp than not in camp.
Okay.
Just because of the position that he plays, and I know they're making some offensive changes this year. You'd like to see him and Dak get as much time together as possible. But if he misses training camp, I don't know that it matters.
I don't think it would matter either, just because with CD, you never have to worry about him physically.
Right.
He's going to be in shape. Now, game shape may take him a little bit, but I don't think that's going to affect you tremendously.
So we'll monitor, not monitor, but yes, monitor that situation as the training camp continues to go on. What's up next, Colby?
Coming up next, we have the bad. I just lost myself for a second.
Gotcha.
We have the good, bad, and ugly, and then we have the list as well. Ranker ranks Batman's Rogues Gallery and pisses me off. That's all coming up on the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show.
Hello, sports fans.
FanStream Sports.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about turf life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the temperature, ensure your home is totally secure, all from the palm of your hand. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Start by going to the website, GetStarPower.com. That's GetStarPower.com.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hey listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you.
Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show right here on FanStream Sports. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Live from the FanStream Sports studios in, 98-degree North Dallas. It's not scorching hot because we had a cold front come through a couple days ago.
88 degrees right now, sir.
Oh, well, there you go. It's, like I said, it's not 98 or whatever. Don't call me a weatherman, sir. I'm a weather person.
Never will.
Thank God. Lots of fun here tonight. Coming up in the second hour, don't forget, as Colby mentioned, we've got our list. He may throw things. I had to anchor the table down and remove the breakable things, as he's been known to throw headphones.
Right, but he still left me my headphones.
Yeah. He can throw those because we have extras. And then also the Hockey Hawk to talk Dallas Stars offseason, the retirement of Joe Pavelski. One Gavin Spittle from 105.3 The Fan will join us at about 25 minutes after the hour coming up. But first, Colby, you've got some birthdays.
I do. As the music tells you, it's time for the good, bad, and the ugly. That's where I go through all the people that were born today, find the people that are famous enough to make my list, make that list out, and offer it to you guys along with me and Tim for us to decide individually who is the good person, who is the bad person, and who is the ugly person. And starting off today, Striker, whack. Robert Hayes is 77 years old today.
Holy crap, dude. Really?
Airplane.
And take this job and shove it.
No, just Airplane.
No. That was a good movie, too. You probably enjoy that.
Simon turned to Jell-O. The autopilot.
Mm-hmm. I need one of those in my house.
I think the first set of boobs I ever saw
Was on Airplane?
was on Airplane because the girls went through the
Yeah.
detector or whatever, and there was boobs.
Boobs are great.
Boobs are great. Emily Rickards is 33 years old. She is Felicity from Arrow on the CW.
She's 33.
She's 33.
Okay. She's hot, though, right?
She's hot.
Right. I remember her before.
Damn hot. Speaking of damn hot, and also IBS, but we don't talk about it. Linda Carter is 73 years old. She talked about it a lot in commercials.
She did, so it's okay for us to mention it.
Right.
By the way, 73, and I still would.
Yes.
There's zero question.
Imagine walking into a party and being like, guess what I just did? Linda Carter.
And she was wearing the Wonder Woman uniform.
Of course she was. Of course she was. She was naked at first. I made her go put it on.
Please go put that back on.
Yeah.
Even with the headband.
Please with the headband.
I got to wear the headband, Colby. Put it on my penis. And it fit.
Karl Malone is 61 years old today.
Should have been a Maverick.
Glad he wasn't.
I would have been okay with him as a Maverick.
Not after you found out all the things he did.
No, I forgot. That's right. We talk about this every freaking year because I forget. I've never heard any of these things that you say that he did.
Dude.
We need a Karl Malone segment, maybe.
We might.
Huh.
Somebody tell Mike Bassick that it's Barry Bonds' birthday as he's 60 years old.
Poor Bassick. Would anybody know outside of DFW who Mike Bassick is, if not for the Barry Bonds home run? That was number 715, right?
Yes.
God, I hate Barry Bonds.
And you know what? No, if Mike Bassick didn't turn out to be Mike Bassick around here locally,
Yeah.
then we wouldn't remember that.
I might remember his dad more than him.
Right.
That's funny. Although they were the very first father-son duo to play for the Rangers.
Now, the fact that we know personally the dude that gave, we'll never forget that. And I sometimes think about that. It's like, I can't imagine what it would be like to be that good at something that I make it to that level, right?
Yeah.
And then you get there, punch and claw and fight your way, and the one thing you're remembered for
Giving up a dinger.
is giving up a dinger.
That dinger to that guy.
Right. Who nobody could pitch to anyway.
No.
And poor Bassick's out there with what, maybe a 90-mile-an-hour left-handed fastball?
Maybe, right? I mean, he was never a hard thrower. I wonder what his best fastball was, though. You think it was 92? Was it ever that fast?
I don't know.
Find
To
out.
hear him talk, it was like 83
Right.
or something.
He was everyone else's off-speed pitch.
Right. Show him the hater.
I did.
That was it.
That was it. My arm hurts. Oh, Baskey.
I think one of the prettiest girls with the gap tooth situation,
Yeah.
Anna Paquin, 42.
Oh, I agree. She's hot.
I watched a vampire series just because she was in it.
Hate vampires, except for Lost Boys. That's the only good vampire movie.
True Blood.
Never saw it.
Yeah, I think the only part that made me mad was when they went to the bar and it was spelled Merlot and they called it Merlots.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that would bother me, too. Who's that redhead on the TV right there?
It's a wrestler.
Well, I figured that. She's in the ring.
Right.
I didn't think she was a promoter.
No, well, AEW runs now the one she's got is Britt Baker. She is smoking hot.
I'm liking the redhead.
Oh, you know what? Out of the two,
Oh, don't break her back. I'm going to need her to be able to stand up.
she's probably not. I mean, who breaks out you've got a total package slam or a total package bomb. All right, cool.
You like that other girl better than the redhead?
Yes.
Dude, we will never fight over a woman.
That's good.
We've established this. Who's the cowboy hat girl?
That would be the CEO. That was who that would be. She used to be in WWE, but she was the boss.
And you can't use that now at AEW, right?
No.
Trademarked.
That's right.
Huh. All right.
Rose Byrne is 45.
How's it spelled?
Byrne.
Byrne.
Byrne?
Yeah.
Byrne?
Rose Byrne. Don't know who she is.
You probably should look her up.
What's up, Rose?
I remember her for some reason.
Rose.
No. I'm going to look her up, too.
She's Australian. Good day, mate.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Where do I know her? Oh, you know where I know her from? I know her from the movie,
The movie,
with
Neighbors?
those two dudes. No. Oh, yeah. She was the wife on Neighbors, wasn't she? No,
Yes.
I know her from,
I Spy? Or Spy?
No.
She was in Troy. She was in Bridesmaid.
I know her from Bridesmaids. Damn, what's the other movie I'm thinking of?
Knowing.
Oh, crap.
28 weeks later. Peter Rabbit or Peter Rabbit 2.
Dude, she was in Star Wars.
She was in Star Wars.
Yeah, she was in Attack of the Clones, apparently.
Oh, I fell asleep. Till the last
Maybe
10
she
minutes.
wasn't in the movie I'm thinking of. With Vince Vaughn and freaking Luke Wilson or Owen Wilson, where they work at Google, interns or something.
I think that's in here somewhere. Hold on. Yes,
The internship? Yeah. That's where I know her from. Okay. Now that we got that all figured out.
Mara Wilson is 37.
What's up, Mara?
Yeah, she's also pretty hot.
How you doing?
So, and yeah. Sorry. Amelia Earhart.
Tim distracted over there.
Amelia Earhart, his birthday's today, but I don't know when she died.
1937.
You think?
When she went missing.
But don't know when she died.
That's true. It could have been 1938.
Or last year.
Or yesterday.
And Jennifer Lopez is 55 years old.
Vomit.
And their ass is only 20.
You a Jennifer Lopez fan?
Yes.
Meh.
Not her attitude, not everything, but
No.
yeah, she's super hot.
Okay, I feel like you're reaching there.
I'm not.
Super hot?
Yes!
Come on.
Especially back in the day.
I mean, if you like illegal aliens, I guess. Wasn't she Mexican?
Just Jenny from the block.
I don't know what that means.
She's like from the block, from New York or whatever.
New York wasn't part of this country back then, though.
When was it not, Tim?
Before then? I just hate Jennifer Lopez so much. Colby, we have some notable birthdays today.
We do, and I was hoping you'd bring that up because I know of one.
Oh, well, you're about to know of two. We did a show with one of them. But first, part of the network, Colby, as it is Justin Riley's birthday. He's head of that Bama Standard over there.
What's up, Justin?
On FanStream Sports. Give him a birthday shout out. He's 45 today. Colby, from the morning show on Sundays over there at that Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310 The Ticket, Mark Elfenbein
I did do a show with that guy once.
turned 63. Remember, we did a show with him and Stefan Nason.
We did.
Now I think he's back in Carolina. But happy birthday to Mark. And then Colby, the one that we've been putting off for two whole people, turning 33 today, the guy that can't say Cincinnati Bengals, Wooly Bully himself, Zach Wolchuk.
Happy birthday, Zach. I forgot to text you today. I should do that now.
He was on the air earlier. Part of that G-Bag Nation, 2 to 7 weekdays at 105.3 The Fan, and also can be heard as part of the Texas Rangers broadcast team as the studio host.
Damn right.
over there at that Zach Walchuk. So big happy birthday to those three gentlemen. Let's see if there's anyone notable here on Tim's. Want to be part of our birthday shout out? Just friend me on Facebook and make sure you're on the birthday lists there. Colby tomorrow. Nanette Coling Connor.
What's up?
Went to school with her and her older sister Jennifer Coling, who had a massive crush on and got friend zoned very, very quickly.
Wise move by her.
Yes, it was. Nanette was a couple years or a year behind us, but they looked like twins, but they weren't. But Jennifer Coling, Colby. We had this bit where we would, okay, this was in the colony in the late 80s, right? And it was growing very rapidly and lots of new neighborhoods out there. We're like in high school, driving around in my vet, going to open houses, pretending to be a married couple, talking about financing and mortgage rates and one of the best. And they'd always look at us like, but they would never ask, well, how old are you? How long you been married? Like none of that. But you could see him, whoever was there hosting it, be like, what's happening right now? But I was in the vet, so they didn't question it.
That's amazing.
Great. Krista Emerson turns 38 tomorrow. Kimberly, don't talk about my Johnson Smith.
What?
Has a birthday on the 26th.
Sorry about your Johnson, Kimberly. Very 2024 of you.
Colby, is there a birthday you'd like to shout out on July 26th?
There is a birthday that I'd like to shout out. That's on Friday.
Thought maybe you would.
It is happening. It is the lovely, talented, beautiful, my wife.
My wife?
That's right. Sybil Sapp is doing the birthday thing this Friday. She's already laid out all the things that she wants to do this weekend.
Oh, God.
So I've already warned the video game fellows that might not be on a whole lot.
Is drinking on the list somewhere?
I'm sure it is for her. I'm sure it is.
But not for you. You're not even going to drink on your wife's birthday.
Just not. Man, I'm probably going to be the one cooking because she's requested my shrimp Alfredo.
Okay.
So you've got to do all that.
It's a weird name to call it, but if that's what she wants to call it, then she can have your shrimp Alfredo.
Well, she'll get the other things too along with that, but yeah, no, it's more along the lines of I will be cooking that particular dish.
I bet you will. Can't wait to hear about that on Monday.
That's right. We'll do a play-by-play of me making shrimp Alfredo.
Just do a Facebook Live or something.
Right.
Can't wait.
Because it's so difficult.
I just want to hear you do a play-by-play. Now I'm pouring the half and half in the pan. You have to do it with sexy voice, though.
The half and half?
For your Alfredo sauce. Oh, you maybe don't use half and half. I don't know. Some people use half and half.
I don't.
You don't have to, but some people do. It's probably the wrong way.
Dude, it's butter and Parmigiano Reggiano.
Okay, that's not the only two ingredients.
It is the only, and a little bit of garlic.
You make it wrong then.
No, I don't. I make it the absolute correct way. The absolute correct way.
Mine comes out of a can, so that's the right way to do it right there. Are you ready to get to this?
Yes, I am.
Or are we going mudding?
You put what in your Alfredo sauce?
I just pour it out of the jar into the pan and heat it up. It's faster that way. Now, you want to talk about making a piccata sauce or a marsala sauce. I pour that out of a can, too. Dude, I don't have anybody to cook for anymore. When I was cooking for people that I cared about and loved, I'd do stuff from scratch. But now it's just my kids. Nobody loves their kids.
It's actually cheaper, besides if you get the really expensive Parmesan.
Yeah, the cheese ain't cheap.
To just, instead of buying the jar of basically cheese nut, you can just do that.
Is that what it says on the side of the can?
Yes.
Cheese nut. Colby, I'm struggling here with my good. Although not struggling that much because my good is Linda Carter.
I was about to say.
I was going to go Robert Hayes, but then I saw Linda Carter.
Right.
And saw Robert Hayes wearing the Wonder Woman uniform, and it didn't look the same in my brain. Colby, my bad, I am struggling with because there are two huge opportunities here, and they're both athletes. But I will do this. I will go bad Karl Malone, even though I still don't know what he did. Just going based on you. And my ugly, I wanted to go Jennifer Lopez. I really want to go Jennifer Lopez. But I can't leave Barry Bonds unselected for anything, so he's going ugly.
All right, then.
With a nod, an honorable mention to Jennifer Lopez.
My good on this list. Man, Linda Carter's a solid pick there, sir.
Uh-huh.
And because of Wonder Woman and how much I used to watch that lady twirl around, Linda Carter is my good. Dude. My bad. You can't not pick Karl Malone.
If you know what he did.
And my ugly, she can't look great now. Amelia Earhart. You can't crash land a plane and
live. Dude, she was trying to fly around the world, the whole world.
I know it.
And she got lost, like women are known to do. It's just a wrong time and place.
So there you go.
If you're going to get lost, do it in a car on the way home from your gynecological examination.
Or the grocery store?
Oh, what's worse?
Wait, what do you mean, which is worse? Like them going to the grocery store or getting their ham wallet checked?
Getting their meat curtain spread.
All right, then.
Did you ever go on one of those appointments with the wife? Because I did.
Did you go back in the room with them?
Hell yeah.
What?
Hell yeah, I wanted to. I had to see what this was. I wanted to play with the toys.
Did you do what? You sign up for the ride or something?
If we'd have had cell phones, dude, I'd have been recording everything that happened and taking pictures of the toys. And it's like a toy store in there with these little metal tools that do things. You squeeze them and move them around. And
how put off was the yeah, I can't even say it because of you, dick shit.
The gynecological doctor?
The gynecologist.
She was hot.
How put off was you were in there playing with things?
Dude, she thought I was funny. And I thought I'd met my next wife. I told her, hey, if we hook up, you might be the only girlfriend I've ever had that saw more poontang than me. She thought that was the funniest thing she'd ever heard in her life. My wife didn't think it was funny.
Yeah.
Lauren was like, yeah, that may happen sooner than you think. Like, sorry. This is like 2008. We'd been married like 3 years.
The fact that, no.
No?
I'm not going back there with Dr. Clam Spreader. Just not. There you go. There's your good.
I should go look her up right now that I'm divorced.
And the ugly.
I wonder if she'd remember me.
I'm sure you left
I left a lasting impression in the bathroom that day. For damn sure.
What are you doing?
Is this microphone on still?
Yes.
Colby, I'm not even drunk.
You know what? That's worse right now.
I need to be.
That's worse right now. Because you know what's happening right now? Spittle's like waiting to come on, and he's watching this show, and meat curtain, ham wallet, and clam spreader.
Gynecological doctor.
Right, and I called you dick shit.
Yeah.
Which is the worst combination of curse words to put together, I think, that I've had today.
That's what we do. For the love of God.
I'm eating on air. It's great.
Colby, that's rule number 27. Not supposed to eat on the air.
I'm hungry.
What are we doing? Oh, it's time for our list.
It is.
Wow, and we're almost 5 minutes overdue here. Who's got us behind?
You do.
Talking about the gynecological exam?
Man, you know what? If I ever say that word again and what you said comes out of my mouth, I'm going to call you and be pissed off, and you'll know why.
I don't understand. I didn't do anything. Colby, this is the point of the show on Wednesdays where we do a list, and I always try to find a list that I think might either make you very, very happy,
right,
or one that will get under your skin. This one, I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but I offer you the best Batman villains ever ranked.
Oh, dear.
And remember, this is ranker, so it doesn't have to make sense.
No, it's whoever votes for what.
Uh-huh.
Which, we all know who number one is.
Maybe.
But let's go through and hear, and I'm going to get mad when one's ranked above the other one that doesn't deserve it, and that's what's going to piss me off.
So I'm going to start at 20, but there's some here that are very curious that go to 30 that I wanted to, shout out real quick.
Okay.
Jason Todd is listed at number 27.
Right, because of his time as the Red Hood and also just going around killing people. That was his thing. You
can say Red Hood on the air.
Well, we went to the gynecologist.
Yeah, we did. Colby, at 25, the Batman Who Laughs.
That should be ranked higher.
24, Man-Bat, which I feel is just the opposite of Batman.
The Batman Who Laughs is ranked below the Man-Bat.
Yeah.
Okay.
You already hate it, don't you?
Yeah, I already hate it.
All right. How about number 20, Colby, as we're in our top 20 with Mad Hatter? Tell me up or down, and I'll vote it up or down for the show. Because you can rank things here on the ranker list. Okay, then
Hatter down.
Hatter down. Receiving 4,500 votes. Colby at number 19. I'm going to alter the name to what I think it should say.
Okay.
I think he should be called Blask.
The Black Mask?
Yes. I like how you got that. At 19.
I need to know who's 18.
Number 18. Hush.
The hell? Okay, go ahead and put Hush up.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. How about at number 17, The Court of Owls?
Okay, this is going to start to piss me off because these are some all-time greats. The Court of Owls.
Didn't know it was going this deep, did you?
The Court of Owls. That's pretty big time. Hush, that's pretty big time.
Fuck, we need music.
I don't know. I mean, I can see some being above them, but we're in the teens still. We're not in the top
17 is Court of Owls.
Okay. Who's 16?
At number 16, we have Hugo Strange.
Okay, bump him down a little bit as far as in between everybody else.
All right.
He's above the Court of Owls. Every time Hugo Strange is involved, it's like one comic book run. He's not the bad guy for a long-ass run.
How about at number 15 on our list of the best Batman villains ever? Deadshot.
He's more of he's a bigger villain to like the Titans. But yeah, man. You don't mess with Slade.
Is that who that is?
That's Slade. Wait. No. That's Deathstroke. Deadshot. Never mind. No, put him down a little bit.
Okay, downvoting Deadshot.
Sorry. My brain farted on me for a second.
You need to go see the gynecological.
Yeah, probably.
The brain gynecological. Colby at number 14, Clayface.
Batman, Sandman. Jeez. I really like Clayface. I guess I just really like Batman's Rogues Gallery because there hasn't been somebody except for Hugo Strange, and I respect Hugo Strange, but I'd have to spend time with this effing list because not knowing who's ahead of them makes me go, I don't know if you should upvote.
Right.
Because there's some people underneath that I'm like, no. But Clayface is one of the classic villains.
Okay.
Especially from like the animated series and such, which is a lot of people's, bread and butter when it comes to Batman. So just leave him where he's at.
Colby at number 13. Number 13. How about Red Hood?
I would put. Now, is that which version of. Never mind. I don't want to know.
It just says Red Hood.
Vote Hood down a little bit because of Clayface and all the other guys that are below him.
At number 12, Colby, Killer Croc.
This is Batman's lizard. Pretty much almost same, except for Croc is a little bit more of a violent person over the lizard.
Okay.
Both end up living in sewers. It's weird.
Weird.
Yeah, no, just keep him where he's at.
All right,
Yeah.
number 11, Colby, Deathstroke.
Yeah, go ahead and hit him up just because I like Slade.
70% of the people who voted agree that he should be higher.
So.
At number 10, Ra's al Ghul.
Wow.
We're getting in the top 10. We're getting into the meat of the list.
We are. I always count Ra's as like right there with Joker, Penguin, Two-Face, Riddler.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and upvote him. I like him in that top 5-6 range.
Number 9, Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy's in the book as the bad guy. Is she a classic villain? Yes. But I always have a little bit more, crap. Ra's is here. So I say Ra's, he goes above Poison Ivy.
Okay, makes sense. 29% of people agree with your decision. Colby at number 8, my personal favorite Batman villain ever. At number 8, Catwoman.
I don't count her as a villain.
She's mean.
But they end up being a thing.
I know they did it, but doesn't mean she's good.
She's a thief, but she ends up a lot of times working with bats. Selena Kyle, okay, yeah. If you're going to count her as a villain, then that's right up there again. I guess we're in the top 10, so that may be where she needs to go.
Number 7. Feels kind of low for Penguin. You're going to hate number 6. I'm just telling you right now.
Penguin, Mr. Freeze. There's a lot of names to try and squeeze in here. So let's see who number 6 is.
Sorry, the Hockey Hawk is messaging me that he didn't get the link. So I'm going to offer you number 6 while I resend him the link, Colby. Number 6 on our list of the best Batman villains of all time. Chill out! I thought you hated him.
No, I hated Arnold's rendition.
Oh, Mr. Freeze,
Mr. Freeze
is okay.
Mr. Freeze in trying to, steal money in order to have the money to help his, revive his wife. It's a really, it's a kind of sad story how it all happens. And yeah, no, he's usually almost said a really cool guy. That would have made me just as bad as Arnold playing Mr. Freeze. But he is a classic villain. So yeah, no, right there is good.
Okay, so it was just the Arnold version that you hated.
Yes.
Okay, that's the only time I've ever heard of the character ever. Number 5, Colby. Bane.
There's going to be somebody left off this effing list. I mean, Bane should be, he broke the Bat's back. No, he is a classic villain. Is he more classic or just better than Penguin? I guess so.
Penguin seemed low to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Right.
Like I'd put him above Freeze, Bane.
When you just start writing a list of Batman villains, Bane will be in there pretty quick, but he's not before the classics.
How about number 4, Riddler?
Always a classic villain and really played well by Paul Dano and the Pat Bat. And actually, the Gotham TV show had a really good Riddler.
Never watched that. Maybe I should have.
And he's always better. Jim Carrey played a horrible Riddler.
Well, that was to appeal to the movie masses, though.
Right.
Just like Arnold was.
Didn't appeal to me.
That's why I said the masses, not you. Colby at number 3. Number 3. Scarecrow and Mrs. King.
Just Scarecrow.
Just Scarecrow.
Who is going to be left out? There are a few. Go ahead and vote Scarecrow down a little bit because there's other people that were in this top 10 that need to be above Scarecrow, including Penguin.
Okay. Number 2. Would you like to offer guesses?
Is this where they put Two-Face?
It is Two-Face.
All right, then. God, that's high for Two-Face.
Because you knew he'd be on here, right? You
Yeah.
just didn't know where.
So, trying to think of who is missing. I mean, the Penguin, the Riddler, Mr. Freeze, Bane, and Roz. Okay, so number 1 has to be your Joker.
Number 1, Colby, Joker.
Probably the most well-known villain, even if you don't know comic books.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, it might be more like, if you don't know Thanos.
Right.
But Joker has always been that, with the smile and just the laugh and all of that. By the way, went back and watched The Dark Knight again.
Yeah.
The only time Heath Ledger actually laughs is at the very end when he's hanging upside down. I never noticed that before.
It's probably on purpose.
And he actually did, he had a little bit of who in the laugh and all that. It was very maniacal. I wish Jared Leto would have watched that.
He's terrible. I don't even care about the character, and he's terrible.
You know what? And again, talking about the Joker, at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League, when Batman and Joker, the end snippets, were talking, that Joker would have been amazing to see. The one that Jared Leto did there would have been amazing to see.
Right.
Because it was no longer gangster Joker.
You never did see Joker yet, even though I told you.
No.
Just go watch Joker.
No. Probably not going to watch
Telling you would like it.
part 2 because it's a musical.
I'll watch. Oh, well, then I won't watch it either. I don't watch musicals. I watched Yankee Doodle Dandy
So
with my dad when I was a kid.
I know it's an Elseworlds, and I'll at some point get around to it. Right now, my TV's pretty much locked up with the list of things that I'm supposed to watch.
Singing in the Rain.
So, again, there's an anime out there about the the other side of the Power Rangers where the bad guys are the good guys.
Yep.
The Power Rangers are the bad guys, and it's hilarious. Have to watch that. So, yeah, I have troubles with the list. It's not as bad as what I thought it could be, besides Joker being number one.
Yeah.
I thought there was, they're going to put somebody super stupid at number two.
But they didn't.
They didn't.
All right. So maybe one of the lists that you somewhat approve of. Kind of. Sort of. All right. Coming up on the other side, we've got Gavin Spittle waiting for us, Colby.
So that's going to be a little hockey talk. And then following the hockey talk, say that 5 times fast, it'll be news and notes. And we're going to Florida, gang. It's going to be great. That's all next on the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the perfect temperature, and ensure your home is secure, all from the palm of your hand. Star Power has the experts that will transform your house into a secure, smart home. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Get started at GetStarPower.com. Star Power, where innovation meets home.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there, over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com. Hey listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you.
Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show right here on FanStream Sports. It is a Wednesday. It is hump day. As I was 53 years old when I figured out what that means.
What?
We had that conversation. I thought it was meant something else, remember?
Yes. Actually, now I do. It's just you have so many things that you say that don't make sense to me.
I feel dumb sometimes.
I feel
finding that
dumb
out.
talking to you sometimes. How about that?
As well you should, sir. I feel dumb making you listen to me sometimes.
How did we get here?
You pulled us into the ditch as usual. Colby, we have a VIP. We can't be messing around like this all the time. We did it with Dawson last week, and now we're doing it with Spittle, the hockey hawk here. Let's go ahead and bring in Gavin Spittle, the hockey hawk himself, Colby Sapp. How are you doing, Gavin? Welcome to the show.
What's up, boys? Are we ready for some Batman trivia?
You know what? We could be ready. I'm always ready for Batman trivia. We can definitely do that.
All right, let's run through them. I'm not talking modern day Joker. I'm talking who was the TV series Joker.
Okay, are you going? Oh man, you going
I'm
old
going
school
original
like used to be on
TV
Scooby
series.
Doo?
Absolutely.
So the guy that refused to shave his mustache.
Cesar Romero.
That's correct.
Cesar Romero. Absolutely.
I'm
All
old.
right, let's go to the Penguin.
Don't remember the Penguin.
Burgess Meredith.
There it is.
Burgess Meredith.
Hit him, Rocky! Hit him!
There you go. Absolutely. Most people know him from Rocky, not as the original Penguin. Okay, let's go to the original Catwoman.
Which one? There was two, right?
There was two. Yes.
I don't remember. I don't remember their names.
Okay.
I should remember their names.
One was also a very good singer, Eartha Kitt.
That's right, Eartha Kitt. See, I guess I have to have them told to me again because it's been so long since I watched. What is it called now? He was the White Knight because he was such a good version of Batman that hasn't been on the screen anymore. So,
Adam West.
Adam West.
Yes, Adam West and Burt Ward, and the original Riddler was an English playwright named Frank Gorshin.
Frank Gorshin, he was a comic and a impressionist.
Yep, absolutely.
I used to, because even back then I was super comic book nerd. I used to hate the way the Riddler always walked around like he was a vampire in the show because he was always kind of hunched. And it just used to irritate me. It's like, no, Riddler's crazy, but I don't think he's a hunchback.
He's not handicapped?
Right. I'm not sure about that action. So
my favorite Catwoman from the original series, though, Eartha Kitt.
Yeah, that's who he was.
I'm sorry, Julie Newmar.
Julie Newmar was amazing.
Gosh, she's still cute.
Yes.
I think she died, but
yeah. I mean, amazing cast when you look back on it. So I heard you guys talking Batman, and the Joker, so I wanted to throw that in there.
it's in Colby's contract. We have to talk comic book crap every now and then. He gets his own segment every week, every show, and God, I gotta pretend like I'm into it, and
And I'm also proud that I am the second best 105.3 The Fan Gavin appearing on your program. That's really cool.
Well, you've been on more than him, so we're going to vote for you best. And see, the other thing is we had to talk soccer with him. So
yeah. Quick funny story. There was someone that called the radio station once, and they're screaming and like complaining, and they're like, "And what's your name?" And I said, "Gavin," and they're like, "Oh, so sorry, General. I didn't mean to do that." And I all of a sudden, just simultaneously, I just broke into my best Gavin Dawson. I was like, salute.
Salute.
I was
See
like,
me beer me in A.
See me beer me in A. Yeah. And we had this conversation as I was Gavin Dawson. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
That's amazing.
I get that all the time. People think I'm Colby.
No,
Colby, I didn't know you were so handsome.
That's never. It's not how that's that. The only time that I had a mix-up and I didn't know what to think about it. We were at it was in Fort Worth where we had the concert and all that, and Booker T showed up.
Yes.
And Ben got on the stage and was rapping or whatever, doing his freestyle, right? So I walk outside, and Ben and them had got done. I'd walked outside. I was talking with some Tolos out there, and one guy walks up to him and he says, "Man, great job on that mic a while ago." And what? He thought I was Ben. I was like, did I grow 2 feet? What just happened?
And 2 feet around?
I was actually feeling good about myself. I'd lost a little bit of weight at that point. And I was just like, you think I'm who?
Yes.
And just a little bit of,
My fun part of that night, Tim, was Naughty by Nature was not happy that they got on the stage late, so therefore they cut their set list shorter. And I'm like, how long is a Naughty by Nature set list to begin with?
Oh, wow.
No, right? It's like you've got your 2 songs that I know.
Yeah.
Right?
I just want to hear those.
Yeah, that's basically, yeah. So
please go.
They start breaking out their new stuff. You're like, wait.
New stuff. So I have a funny fan story. It's not funny. It's actually embarrassing.
What?
So, Gavin, it was the same sausage fest where I think we met for the first time.
Okay.
Way back in the day. And, of course, everybody was broadcasting from there. And was it sausage or was it craw? It might have been crawfish. I don't remember what it was.
What, did it have the water skiing squirrel?
Was it that time that Hagelin was sat on an alligator?
Yeah.
I don't. It was wasn't it at the Main Street Gardens or something?
Yeah. We had a lot of events there.
Yeah, I think that's where
By
it was.
the way, looking back on these times is just unreal.
You're about to look back a little bit further because I've got a video I have to play for you here in a minute before we talk stars. But so it was. I'd had some drinks at this particular outing.
You don't say.
Like a lot of drinks. And I've known Ben and Skin since like 1995, right? And obviously I know what they look like, but I'd had so many drinks towards the end of the day that I walked up to Skin and thought it was Ben.
Wow.
And called him Ben and couldn't figure out why he was looking at me so funny. And, hey, man, Ben, it was good to see you. And I turn around and the real Ben's walking towards me. And I'm like, hey, Ben, Skin, I just talked to you over here. And, like, they had to make sure I was okay and that I wasn't driving, bless their hearts. But, yeah, it was and it took me until the next day. I called Ben and I called Skin. I was like, was I talking to you last night? He goes, I think you were, but you thought you were talking to Ben.
Oh,
wow.
My goodness.
I was like, okay, yeah, I had some beer.
Did you end
and some other things?
Did you end up Indian leg wrestling Sean at some point?
Thank God, no. Jeez.
Yep.
Good times. So Spittle, I was preparing for this segment and doing our little graphics that we have on the screen here, right? And I was going to look for your picture.
Yeah.
You see that everybody sees here on the on the graphics.
Yeah.
So
that's old.
It's a handsome man. But when I Google searched Gavin Spittle,
yeah,
a YouTube video popped up as the very first find.
Okay.
So I had to go watch this YouTube video. And I'd never seen it before. And I will tell you, it was labeled as of being from 16 years ago.
Oh.
And I just want to know, I'm positive you remember this because I think it almost killed you, so you have to remember it.
Okay.
But I want to play it for you. Gavin gets a surprise.
Hey guys, it's Gavin Spittle, Vice President of Talk Programming for CBS Radio and Live 105.3. Really appreciate you guys coming out to Nokia Theater for the largest frat party in DFW. It's going to be an awesome time tonight. Thanks to each and every one of you. And on a serious note, thanks for 7 great years of radio.
I'm going to have to tell you, I often imagine the couple of times that I have done something stupid on the air that was what happened in the office when I was doing something dumb, was just total, just mad spittle happening. That's just what my brain's just going to have that image be that.
Do you have any recollection of this?
I, in fact, do. And first of all, how about the rose petal shirt I was wearing?
That was amazing.
I mean, fashion sense, just awful.
It was a different time.
It was like I was down in Miami. Yeah, I remember it well. One of the things that I learned about being on that show is how to take a wrestling bump that Colby knows well. Mm-hmm. And that one you could definitely feel, but spread the body out enough, and it worked out okay. Yeah, I definitely remember.
I don't know how I've never seen that
times
before. Huh.
Yeah, occasionally I'm reminded. We had just had an event down in Granbury, and someone was wearing a Russ Martin shirt, and I started talking to the guy, and we just started talking about the show and stuff like that. I mean, I really cherish those memories. People think like it was probably a beating for me, and of course it was at times, but I mean, the fact that someone looks back from 2003 to 2008 and can remember me as a part of that show is fascinating to me and wonderful, And yeah, I was just grateful to be a part of that show.
It's one of those spots where you realize that somebody's got to play the heel. Somebody's got to play that part in order to make the thing work. And you know what? I mean, from one guy that doesn't mind taking on the different side of things to make sure everybody else looks and is held up right. Dude, that was some good play by you. Just
thank you. You know,
good play.
I mean, Colby can relate to this. I really don't tell people a lot about this. And sorry to take.
There's no one listening anyway.
Yeah, no. But in actuality, I don't want to use the term depression because I think that's a serious and mental illness. But I will tell you, I didn't realize like the popularity of that show. And I would go out in public and people would call me names. People would try to play jokes on me. I actually ended up staying in my house a lot. And it was really depressing. And I was driving home from the airport. I remember it to this day, 635 in Irving, right by Boston's and the rest of the chain restaurants, Buffalo Wild Wings. And one of the radio stations was playing a wrestling show. And The Rock Dwayne Johnson was a guest. And they said, Rock, good to talk to you. Rock, good. And he's like, please call me Dwayne. And they're like, Rock. And he's like, no, I'm not in the ring. It's okay. You can call me Dwayne. I play that character. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they asked him, would you rather be a heel or a face? Heel being the bad guy, face being the good guy. Right. And he said, you know, I don't want to make light of this, but anyone can be a face. But when you're a heel and the grandma is spitting at you and the crowd, you feel like you have them in the palm of your hand, that takes a lot of, you know, guts and talent, and you make the show. So when I'd be up on stage or doing skits or something, and people would throw out a lot of stuff because the character really questioned his sexuality at times. And so when people would yell at me, and I don't want to use the terms that they would say, I just had to keep remembering what Dwayne Johnson said. And listen, you know, as far as like celebrity in town, you know, you talk about A celebrities, B celebrities. I was probably an X celebrity or U celebrity as far as that. But because of the uniqueness of the name Gavin Spittle, you know, when people would say stuff like that or do stuff like that, I really just had to remember that. And I think it almost enhanced stuff. And then people don't realize the kind of special relationship I had off the air with Russ. We were very close. And, you know, I've talked about it since his death because, you know, I want people to know, you know, how good of a relationship I had with him and how talented of an individual he was.
Yeah, people don't really realize that radio fits in with the rest of the entertainment industry. And just because you're a face behind a microphone doesn't mean that that's who you are, right? You know, even FM DJs play characters to an extent if they want, you know, and especially people involved in talk radio or sports radio, you're playing a character for the most part. You know, some of us are behind the microphone, and that's not really who you are.
I like to tell people that it's you, but for the most part, the way I've done it, it's me, but it's me turned up to about 14. It's past 10. It's turned up as loud as it can go. It's, you know, overboard a little bit, and everything that I feel about something, I will put more into it because that's how you're able to gain people to be interested like you are in those things, be passionate about it. So,
yeah. But and you know, you can't fake it either to a point where like the Wheel of Misfortune on 105.3 The Fan, which Colby became so famous for. I mean, there were tacks on the floor. There were mouse traps on the floor. You know, I mean, Jesse Hawley really did tackle Kevin Hagelin and he was inches from his head. Like, so, you know, you cannot faking it and, you know, taking a piece of wood and just clapping it against the microphone like in the, you know, 40s and 50s. That, you know, that's just not what you do. So there is kind of that theater of mind, and it, you know, it's fun talking about it. And it really is like when you can pull things off. I think that's like super cool. I think it's great, and it's almost a lost art in our business. So anytime we can do stuff, I think it's really, really neat.
It's fun for sure.
It is also, now we have the hockey hawk on, and as much reminiscing as I love to do, we do have some little things going on with the Stars as far as we had a retirement.
Yep.
And I know we need to get into that, but with all the things going on with, with the Mavericks making deals and such like that, and the Rangers are starting to go on a streak, and we're starting to go about training camp. By the way, need any of that coverage, check out 105.3 The Fan. If you don't already, you need to do that because that's where it's covered like nobody else. But our Stars, is there anything that they can do this offseason that maybe you have your eye pointed at that could really bolster this squad? Is there any particular players that you might be interested in and what have you?
I think at this point, they're max capped out as far as, you have to leave some wiggle room, Kobe, in order to be flexible at the trade deadline. So I think they were active in free agency, and they lost some really good players, but that's going to happen when you're as good as they have been the last 4 or 5 years. So, I think they're pretty set with their roster, and I think to alleviate some of that salary cap, they're going to use some of their younger players. And also Jim Nill needs to think of the future. It's not just this year. A lot of people, would say like, well, why not Tanev? Why didn't you sign Tanev? Well, a lot of people don't realize there's a Canadian tax. Basically, Chris Tanev, since he lived his whole life in Canada, he would have had to gone back, and he would have been taxed on houses. And we're talking about more than $1 million in taxes that he would have been responsible for. So while there's no state income tax here, actually tax caught up to him in Canada. So staying in Canada, and the other reality is that he's playing for his hometown team. But the number of years they gave Tanev, the Stars couldn't equal that, and here's why. Jake Ottinger's up after this year. Wyatt Johnston's up after this year. They still haven't signed Thomas Harley this year. He's a restricted free agent, so they have to worry about that. So they have these deals now where they have to look not only for this year. That's why you can't necessarily be all in, because if you're all in, then the potential to lose a Wyatt Johnston next year is, going to be more of a reality, or a Jake Ottinger or something. Even though they'll be restricted, you have to pay those guys coming up.
Yeah, and I don't know if we expect the Stars to be as competitive this year as they were last year. They lost some big pieces, and all I did during this postseason run, Colby, if you remember, was talk about how important Chris Tanev was to this roster.
Yes,
and what he brought to the defensive and the offensive side of the team. And losing him would be maybe the worst thing we could do this offseason, not anticipating the retirement of Joe Pavelski. But, and I didn't know about the Canadian tax spill, and I lived up there for a while, so, but I'm not from there. So is the loss of Tanev or the loss of Pavelski going to hurt this team the most, do you think?
I think it's going to be Tanev. And they tried to fill. What happened, guys, is the salary cap went up this year. The NHL is actually doing really well revenue-wise. Mm-hmm. So it's a healthy sport right now. So with that, the salary cap goes up, and all these teams are like, well, all right, we have some extra money to play with. So these players that were possibilities for the Stars, Tanev, Sean Walker, Roy out of the Kings, all these premium defensemen got multi-year deals for good money. So, they were kind of limited in what they could do. So the loss of Tanev, I think what they tried to do is, and because they bought out Suter, they had to replace, multi-parts. So they, went out and got Ilya Lyubushkin, which I question that move. If he pays off, wonderful. But this guy's been on, you look at him and you're like, this is a hockey player. But why has he been on so many teams? And, why has he been on Toronto twice? Now, he had a decent year this past year, but, maybe he's going to come into his own, but a 3-year deal there. Then you pulled Matt Dumba, and Dumba's a physical player, as is Lyubushkin. So you did actually get more physical on the blue line. However, they just don't have that calmness, the work on the boards that a Tanev has. And Tanev just solidified. It's amazing. One player solidified the rest of the, defensive core, 5 players. And also Jake Ottinger pointed out, look at my goals against since Tanev arrived. So Matt Dumba kind of struggled this year with a combination, went to Tampa in the playoffs, and prior to that, he was in Arizona. So if both those guys can bounce back, I think they'll be okay. Pavelski's loss is going to be lessened by the arrival of Maverick Bourque. Okay. And it's Maverick Bourque's time. He was the AHL MVP. He has been successful at every single level. Stars drafted him in the first round a few years back. You saw him a little bit, and, a playoff game, but in that playoff game, he played 7-8 minutes. So I actually am projecting Maverick Bourque on that third line for the Stars if all goes well. And you could see a Maverick Bourque with a Logan Stankoven and a Jamie Benn. The reason is that Bourque and Stankoven were on the same line in Texas, just this past year. So there's some familiarity there. And I think they push Wyatt Johnston up to that first line with Jason Robertson and Rope Hintz to replace Joe Pavelski. You could clearly see that, Joe Pavelski kind of wore down and just did not have a great playoffs. But, man, heck of a guy in the room and heck of a guy on the ice. You just can't replace that. You just can't say, okay, well, here's our next semi-leader of the Stars. Jamie Benn's going to have to, fill those shoes in other ways. But, he just provided so much. I was reading a terrific article about Joe Pavelski where, it was 11 o'clock at night, late at night. And he saw, I think, the strength and conditioning coach. And, they were talking about how Esa Lindell didn't think he played that well. And he said, all right, give me Essa's room number. And at 11 o'clock at night, he goes down and speaks to Esa Lindell. And then, then it comes to another player. So he knocks on that player's door. He was tired, obviously, but he just had that impact. Mm-hmm. And he was just that guy that could settle down the room and knew how to play the game right, was first on the ice in practice, was last off the ice. Those things are addictive. So, at the same time, I think they have a good team, but I don't know if you're asking me if they got better this offseason. I agree with you, Tim. I'm not sure they got better.
And Pavelski, this is why sports is such a funny thing and why I enjoy it. I've enjoyed it my entire life. You'll get guys like Pavelski who was, for the most part, a lifelong San Jose Shark.
Right.
One of the bitter division rivals of the Stars for so long, right? The hated San Jose. I hated everything about, I still do. I still hate the Sharks. I hate their stupid logo. I hate their stupid colors. I even hate their stupid city. All right? It's stupid. You should have hockey in San Jose. Give me a break. But then, and you hate Pavelski because he's one of the best players on the team.
Right.
Then he comes to Dallas, and I'm like, yes, we got Pavelski. And now he was for the last couple of years, the last 5 years, I guess he played here, one of my favorite Stars, and he probably will be, and I don't know, he'll be remembered, of course, as he should be as a Shark, but he finished his career here in Dallas, and he should be proud of that. Where does he stand on the list of some of the best players in the league to never win a cup, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he's certainly up there. He is up there as one of the greatest American-born players in the NHL history. He's a guy that's fought for everything that he's, so yeah, certainly up there. I don't believe Jeremy Roenick won a cup and he just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Yeah. So, there are a lot of guys. I don't judge people by cups,
right?
Because it's so tough to win. But at the same time, when you've won a cup, you know how to do it. And I think that's important because that you can bring that into the room. So when you could do that, that means a lot. But yeah, mean, you can't say enough. I mean, for his size to be able to do what he's done, I mean, even look at the line he was on, Rope Hintz and Jason Robertson's by far. He's not the fastest skater, but I mean, he kept up with those guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
at 40 years old.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, he's special. He really is special. And we go back to that deal, and Jim Nill had the decision, do I go after Matt Zuccarello? And remember, Matt Zuccarello came in just prior to the playoffs, and I mean, it was a seamless transition.
Had a good playoffs for the Stars.
Yeah, really good playoffs against Nashville, and looked great. You didn't have to give up a ton for him from the New York Rangers, and you're like, all right, well, this guy's going to stay. All of a sudden, here comes Joe Pavelski. And the first half was a transition, and a lot of people were down on Joe Pavelski because he was really struggling when he first came to Dallas. And then it just clicked, and he never stopped. And I mean, just a special person and a special player.
So there's going to be a lot to be missed. I know he put out, what was it, like a 40-page goodbye to hockey or something like that.
Yeah.
I read through half of it and then got tired head because there's a lot. But to have somebody that loves the game that much, and then to have somebody that obviously through the story that I just heard from Gavin say that he just would go, that's going to be such a missing part of your locker room that obviously he said, Gavin just said Ben's going to have to recover from. But with you having rookies like that are coming up, there's got to be a lot of people. We got more than Ben that can try and fill those shoes and try and pick those guys up, because this is something that you would want to have Pavelski for if we got young guys coming up, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think Tyler Seguin plays the game right, and is very mature. And, I think Seguin certainly one of the guys that really stepped up from a leadership standpoint last year was Matt Duchene. And there was some question marks on Duchene. I mean, how would he fit in? What kind of person, why did Nashville let him go? Why has this guy jumped around to so many teams? And I mean, Matt Duchene just fit in so well. And I think became one of the, many leaders. And
he had a game winner this postseason, didn't he?
He sure did.
An overtime
he had
game
it
winner?
against Colorado. Yeah, absolutely. And to understand Matt Duchene as well as this was Matt Duchene's offseason last year. He had 2 surgeries, and then he's notified by Nashville that they're waiving him. So they're buying out his contract. So recovering from surgery, now he has to go find a new home, signs with Dallas. Now he has to rush to find a home for his family in Dallas. And he admitted in his postseason press conference that probably the first 60 games he was like a robot, and then it caught up to him a little bit. And Matt Duchene had never played past the second round of the playoffs in this massive over 1,000 game career. And now all of a sudden, this is new territory for him. So now that I think he's got a taste of it, I'm excited that the Stars brought him back. He signed a fair contract for the team and a fair contract for him. So I think that's a player to watch, because now all of a sudden, it's not just Matt Duchene. Tyler Seguin was kind of reborn, and so was Mason Marchment. So those 3 together, I think that chemistry continues. So if Maverick Bourque can really fit in, which I think he can, if Wyatt Johnston can put up numbers and continue to do what he's done, if Rope Hintz can stay healthy, and Jake Ottinger kind of takes his game to the next level, not the best year, not a bad year for Jake Ottinger by any means, but he can be better. And I think he'd say that he's a top 5 goalie in this league. So I think there's a lot of parts that can make, as much as I say this team didn't necessarily get better in the offseason, I still think they're top 5 in the NHL.
Okay, wow, that's kind of where I was going to ask next. About how high do you think in the NHL? What about the West? Where do you think they would stand in the West?
Yeah, I think
Still
they're better.
A competitive West.
Yeah, I think they're better than Vegas. Colorado remains to be seen. Nichushkin, is he going to come back, or what about Landeskog? So I don't think necessarily Colorado improved. Winnipeg was the other one in, and I mean, their offseason was kind of quiet, but here comes Nashville. And we're going to see Steven Stamkos in a Nashville sweater, which is so fascinating.
It's insane that he's not in Tampa anymore.
Right.
They are going nuts in Tampa. I do a Tampa radio show 2 days a week, and they are going nuts in Tampa right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But their team's but you know what? Their team's probably a little better. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, they went out and made some good signings, and that was a tough decision. And the Stamkos signing kind of, quietly all of a sudden they also signed Jonathan Marchessault, the Vegas sniper, who's really good too. So I think Nashville is going to be really good. UC Saros is re-signed there. So they got Scott Wedgwood from the Stars as a backup goalie. So a lot of nice pieces in Nashville. So I would expect them to be improved. But I mean, I think the Stars can be top 3 in the division. And as we've seen, it doesn't matter if you're 1 through 8 in the West. But I mean, I think clearly they have a good shot of winning the Central.
Could be another exciting season for the Stars, Colby.
I'm hoping for it.
Your Dallas Stars. This is Shane Churla of the Dallas Stars.
Oh, wow. Old school.
Loved me some Shane. I had a Shane Churla sweater. Number 27 back in the day, man.
That's that's impressive. I need to pick up a Ludwig sweater one of these days.
Oh, I'm gonna get one and have it signed. No, I want to get some shin pads and have him sign them. It's those massive shin pads he used to wear.
Yeah, on Spits and Suds, he told a great story about those shin pads. So they basically sit in his house, like in the garage or something, and he kept getting calls from the NHL Hall of Fame. And he just wasn't answering, and they kept leaving messages, and finally said, okay, I'll pick up. And they said, hi, Craig. And they're talking to him, and they said, we'd really love those shin pads to be in the Hockey Hall of Fame. And fully expecting Craig to say, wow. And Craig's response was, absolutely. But if you take the shin pads, I'm going with them. In other words, put me in the Hall of Fame too. And they never called him back.
That's such a Craig Ludwig thing to do, too.
He's amazing.
Just hold these shin pads hostage.
I love Luds.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, I mean, if we did like an appearance and like it wouldn't be like not even like Craig doesn't even be there, but it's like come see Craig Ludwig's shin pads. I think there'd be people that would come.
It's so great.
Just taking pictures with shin pads.
Like it's the Stanley Cup, right? Because they're like that tall, just you're holding your arms around it.
And those were regulation shin pads. Those were not like illegal, but he wore them for so long, even at the University of North Dakota, that they naturally flared out.
Right.
God, he blocked more shots than anybody I've ever seen, by the way. Amazing.
Yeah,
no other Stars should be wearing number 3. I don't like it.
You don't like a lot of things.
Stefan Robidas should not have worn number 3. That even bothered me.
Well, listen, my only thing, and I'm I'll talk to Brad Alberts about it, and I know some people on the committee. It's going to happen, but we need Craig Ludwig to go in that Dallas Stars Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
Not necessarily the NHL Hall of Fame, but what he meant to that franchise and the power that he had in the room. And, he was a pseudo captain of that team. There's just so many stories that come out of Craig's leadership. He'll get in. There's no doubt, in my opinion, he'll get in. But the fact that he's not even in the University of North Dakota Hall of Fame after winning 2 NCAA, championships, it's just fascinating. So, we'll get, he's in the Spits and Suds Hall of Fame. So that's good.
Well, he's in the Colby Sabin IndyCar Tim Show Hall of Fame for sure.
Right.
2 Hall of Fames already.
And so is Gavin Spittle, the Hockey Hawk of 105.3. The fan, Gavin. We appreciate you so much when you come on, man. We could sit here literally and do a 2-hour podcast just with you, talking about everything, including hockey.
I mean, we should do one. We should do one on media one night or something like that, and just tell stories. That would be great.
Should. God, that would be so great. I'm gonna get fired. Oh wait, I can't get fired.
No.
Yes, let's do it.
I can.
It's all right. Nobody watches anyway. It'll never get out. We appreciate you popping on, though. We'll have you on as we get closer to the season for sure, and then talk a little more Dallas Stars with you. But Tell everybody real quick, because I always forget to do this, about your T-shirt thing you got going.
Oh man, you know what? Because of the podcast, because of the radio station, the T-shirt thing's just not happening right now. I'm trying to get it. I got to get it back going, but this darn thing called 105.3 The Fan has just grown to the point where it's like,
that's a good problem to have.
Like you said, come on at 8:25, and I'm like, ooh, I'll finish work by then. That's good. You know, I mean, that's kind of like where we're at right now, and I'm so proud of the staff.
Right.
And all the hard work, and Colby was such a big part of it as well. It's just, you know, so the T-shirts are going to happen again.
All right.
I don't know when, but we're going to make them happen. But, you know, then
it's a good bit.
Sorry to take up so much of your time, but
never.
Spits and Suds was created because, and I fully say this all the time, I was calling Stars fans bluff because I was sick of them calling the radio station and saying, you don't talk Stars. So I'm like, you know what? I'll put together a podcast. I will talk Stars. You won't listen. And then I will call your bluff and say, you know what? I gave you a podcast on demand and you didn't listen. And then they listened.
It's funny how that works out, huh?
I know. You know what? I'm very proud and it's great, but yeah. So that's why we do the podcast.
Well, it's a great bit. It's a great show. All of you guys do such great work over there. It's one of the most easy to listen to hockey podcasts that are out there, you know, even the casual fan. It's not something you're going to get drowned in with stats and numbers and things. It's about the people and it's about you guys, and it's a great listen for sure.
Thank you. Tomorrow, I'm so taken up. I'm such a bad clock management on your show.
It's okay.
The program director should be running in at any time and saying, take an effing break. Who is this guy?
We took a break before you came on. We're good.
Okay. Tomorrow, interviewing Hannah Bilka. She's from Capel, plays for USA Women's Hockey, drafted 4th overall in the Professional Women's Hockey League, won a national championship this past year at Ohio State. She is awesome. Probably becoming one of the better female hockey players in America, and she's right in our backyard. So excited to talk to Hannah tomorrow. So it's not just about Stars, and thank you for saying that. We try to have fun and we try to grow the game on all levels, including, you know, highlighting women's hockey as well.
Where would Hannah rank up there with Cami Granado?
Oh, well, Cami Granado,
my old hockey crush from back in the day.
No, Cami Granado is like Hockey Hall of Fame. You know, Hannah's too young for that right now. She just graduated college, but I definitely think she has the potential to be there. She's got really good size, good physicality, you know, good puck carrier, just a good head on her shoulders. And the fact that she's coming out of college and has already been skating with Team USA as one of their featured players. I mean, you know, it's really, really cool. And Allison Simpson, who is from Frisco, just got drafted as well. She's a defenseman. You know, Kaylee Lewis is with UVM right now, and she came from the DFW area. I know people are like, what are you talking about? Women's hockey? Hell yeah, women's hockey. You like physicality? Women's hockey is where it's at.
I love college women's hockey. I absolutely love it. And I watched a lot of Ohio State last year. So I love women's. I wish they wouldn't wear the cages over their faces, though. But I get why they do.
Okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There's just so many hockey players coming out of DFW, whether it's Stefan Neusen, if it's Blake Coleman.
He just had a birthday, too. He's back in Carolina now, right? I think.
Did he or he's out in New Jersey?
Oh, back to New Jersey. You're right.
Yeah, back to New Jersey. Obviously, the Jones boys, Seth and Caleb out of Frisco.
Popeye's boys.
Popeye's boys. So, I mean, there's just so many players now coming out of DFW, and that primarily is because of the Dallas Stars system and what they've been able to build with the rinks. And, you know, they just announced one. I think it's going in North Lake area. So just exciting to be a hockey fan in this area right now. And we have the World Juniors coming here next year. So that's good too.
That's going to be fun. All right, Gavin, we appreciate you so much popping on with us. Sorry we kept you up late. Go back to work.
I'm sorry I took so much of your time, but I love you.
Not at all.
Oh, no, you're great.
Get to work in the morning and go hug those morning boys for us. Say that's from Colby and Tim.
I don't hug.
I do.
All right, well, you can.
All right, say, hey, it's not from Colby, it's from Tim.
There you go.
Yeah, stick tap, boys. Have a great night.
All right,
yes,
see
sir.
See ya.
There he goes, Colby. Wow, we had the Hockey Hawk for 7 hours on our show just now.
Double segments of the Hockey Hawk.
Yes, that was amazeballs.
We went media, then old stories, back into hockey talk.
Right, and then
Good
back
times.
into some old stories.
Damn right.
We even talked women's hockey.
You know
a little
what?
bit.
We sure did. And you didn't have one single Tim joke while he was talking women's hockey.
I love women's hockey. I wasn't kidding.
I figured you would have said something like they don't belong on the rink or something.
No.
Get back in the kitchen.
Dude, I had the biggest crush on Cami Granato back in the day until I looked at her for some reason. One day I looked at her on TV, and all I could see was Tony Granato, and I was like, nope, I'm out. It was bad.
Well, there you go. Well, we will bypass news and notes because there'll be more news and notes Monday night as we've reached the witching hour.
Dude, we are so late.
Yes, we are. But it was good times.
It was. Would trade it for the world. But, yeah, so we're going to end the show. No news and notes. Check back on Monday. Maybe we'll do a double news and notes.
We might.
If you want. Or we can bypass the whole show and do 2 hours of news and notes.
We probably could.
And I'll just be over here in the booth going,
You just sit back and do your fake Arnie impression the whole time.
Right. I can do that. I can do
doing
that.
News and notes.
We will be back on Monday with a regular show of the Colby Sabatini Car Tim Show right here on FanStream Sports. More hilarity, more hockey talk, more Rangers talk, definitely more Cowboys talk because they're at training camp out in Oxnard. One Mike Fisher may be joining us one night here in the next couple of shows live.
Exclusive.
From Oxnard, California with some Cowboys.
Be prepared, Mystery Shotgun listeners, as we have San Diego Comic-Con coming up next week. So there's going to be a lot of leaks because there's going to be a lot of drunk people talking about comic book movie stuff. So we'll get a lot of stuff out of them. So get prepared and hold on to your butts because I'm pretty sure a lot of the things that I told you a few years ago was coming.
Gross.
This is going to be coming.
Gross. Speaking of drunk people, make sure you join us right here Monday, 7 o'clock Central Time on FanStreamSports.com, FanStream Sports TV, which is our YouTube channel, the X, the Facebook, the Instagram, all of those fine places, or listen to the recorded podcast on your favorite podcast app. Until Monday, boys and girls, we'll see ya.